your friendly neighborhood hairstylist here, and today I'm going to show you 3 different ways to curl your hair with the same curling iron. So I actually did this video a long time ago, like back in the green sheet days, and I wanted to resurrect it. Wait, Anna, can you look up how long ago that video was? Oh, I remembered it totally wrong. I thought it was one curling iron, 3 different looks. It's one curling method, 3 different looks. Oh, yep, green sheet days.
Hey girls, Kayley here. I've been getting a lot of requests.
My voice! Okay, so that video was about 8 years ago. Oh my gosh, it wasn't the one I thought it was, but it did give me the idea for today because I really wanted to kind of break up my own rut with my hair. I tend to curl my hair in a very similar way every time, and I figured that if I do that, you guys probably experience that as well. So I wanted to show you 3 different ways that you can utilize the same tool. These are not methods that I've talked about anytime recently, so it's lots of fun new stuff, and I'm really excited to get into it. If you do like how my hair is typically curled in my videos, I would recommend my Instagram waves video and my secret sauce waves video because those are what I use pretty much all the time. But today we're gonna get some new stuff and I'm real excited about it. So let's get into it. Our first option are these soft waves, which are admittedly pretty close to stuff that I wear all the time, but this is a new method that you've never seen before. So for this video, I'm gonna be using my Kristen Ness 1-inch curling iron. I very much love this one. I use it in most of my videos, but basically any 1-inch curling iron will do. And now cut to not yet curled hair, Kayley. To begin, let's use some heat protectant. I'm gonna use the OUAI Memory Mist because this is pretty much my favorite one. Helps to add hold and memory to your hair and protection, a little bit of shine, all that good stuff. I'm gonna start by sectioning the hair in half and clip the top half out of the way. And now to make this really subtle, barely there wave, what you're gonna do is wrap your hair around the curling iron only once or twice, let that heat up, take the curling iron out, and then do the same thing slightly lower down the hair, making sure to leave the ends out. This is gonna give you that look of having done the whole like loop and pull thing that I showed you guys in my Instagram video, but it allows you to do it even if you're using a curling wand, which can be a really good option. Or if you just wanna be a little faster, maybe the whole twisting the wand situation has eluded you so far, this is an option you can use. This is the goal for section 1, just a very loose bend. Now we take down section 2. And we're gonna keep doing the same thing. So if your hair is naturally straight to moderately wavy, then you can just go ahead and do this on your natural hair as is. And then if your hair is naturally very wavy to curly, you could always use this after rough drying your hair straight, or maybe after you've straightened your hair and it's been a couple days, so the straight is not looking as sleek and shiny anymore. You just add a little bend in there and work with your texture and just make it look, you know, effortless and cool and make that 3rd, 4th, whateverth day hair work for you. And once you've curled the second layer, you might go back and see some places where you want to touch up, or maybe you want things to be a little closer to the part. And in that case, all you have to do is go back in and pick up some little pieces around the part and fix any little areas that might not look exactly the way you want them to. And there are our curls slash waves. Now mine has a little bit of kind of poof and texture to it. So I'm gonna use the Kristen Ness Depth Defining Pomade, just raking it through the hair and scrunching to get that definition. If you felt like you wanted to get a little bit more of an airy texture, I would recommend using a texturizing spray. There is your soft wave option. I wanted to include it because it's a way to get kind of a 1 1/4 inch look from your 1-inch curling iron. It's also just a really breezy, easy hairstyle to wear and just throw into your routine however you need. And today, let's talk about beach waves. Now, if your hair has any natural kind of texture, if it's bleached, if it's naturally porous in any way, you probably don't have to work too hard for the extra texturizing. But if your hair is a little bit smoother and silkier naturally and you really want that texturized beachy look, I recommend going in before you dry your hair with a beach amplifying mousse. This one actually is just a mousse that adds hold, and that will help your hair to maintain that beachy look throughout the day so it doesn't go straight to straight. So you can use that if you just want hold, but if you want texture, you could use something like a sea salt product or a surf enhancing product that are meant to go on wet hair, blow dry or let your hair dry as normal, and then you can use your curls and the texture is still gonna be there even after you've utilized your heat tools. So basically you're getting texture into into your hair before you ever curl it. And then if you need more, you can go in with the texturizing spray. I wish I could flip these and put them back in a holster, but I think I would just drop them. Nope. So that being said, today I'm starting with my heat protectant. You could keep using the OUAI Memory Mist, but I'm gonna go with the Kristen S Dry Conditioner. This one actually adds a little tiny bit of texture into the hair, so it's gonna help today's situation out. And now we section. You just wanna leave down the hair at the nape of the neck so you can work in nice, small, tight sections. The basic idea is that you're going to take a small section and just wrap it around your iron, whether it has a clip or not. Just wrap and go. And as you do that, you want to leave a little bit of the ends out, and you can even rock your iron back and forth to kind of break up the curl and make it a little bit more tousled. Then for your next piece of hair, you're going to curl in the opposite direction. For this whole time, we're going to be alternating the curl direction back and forth in order to get the most natural tousled look possible. I've got one more piece on this side, so I'm just going to finish it off. So here is this side. Now for each piece that I put on the curler, it was about as thick as a pencil and a half. So that's kind of the look that you get here. It's a little bit of a softer, more tousled look. On this side, I'm gonna take smaller sections so I can give you a piecier look and you can see what that does. Now, pro tip, if you want to be able to be lazy, you can do the bigger pieces on the bottom of the hair, and then once you get from kind of the ears or the temples up, you can switch to doing the piecey pieces because that's gonna show up more anyway. Just a tip. I think the most important thing when you're trying to do the piecey curls or the little curls is that you go in smaller sections, because if you let down a big section of hair and then you try to take small pieces, you're gonna get lost. It gets very confusing because you'll pick up a section on top and curl it, and then there's like a section underneath it, and then there's like half of one underneath that. It's too much. Just go in narrower sections if you're trying to do the piecier curls. Now everything's curled. It does still feel a little bit 2006 to 7 for me because it's still very piecey. So I'm just gonna use my fingers to kind of tousle it a bit and break up the curls, make them look a little bit more natural. And that's the difference, right? Right? RIP to the bottles of gel I used trying to scrunch my hair. Nobody told me that your hair has to have a natural wave or curl to scrunch into a wave or a curl. So all I had was stick straight gelled hair. Why did no one tell me? Now, I already really like this. This is so much body. I just forgot how much volume you get with this method. Hello. Now this is cute. I want to 2019ify it a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to use is the Down and Out Dirty Spray by IGK. This adds just a little bit of texture and separation. And for me, this is the kind of sea salt look I like. You have the pieciness, the separation, the texture without the dryness that I, at least on my more porous hair, get from beach texture sprays. Now, to be fair, the dryness is a luke, so if you're going for that, obviously you can go there, but for me, I like a little bit of the more kind of lived in, separated look. That's how I get it. And I'm gonna finish this off with a very light hold hairspray. This is the Tresemme Micro Mist, and this is in Texture Hold Level 1. And as I spray it in, I'm also going to scrunch to help augment and define the curls a little more. And that's how you could use your 1-inch iron to get a beachier wave. Today, we're gonna do a faux blowout with the curling iron. I have debated in my head at length whether I should start with the top or the bottom, but let's go ahead and start with the bottom of the hair and work our way up because I just find that the easiest. Let's spray on some OUAI Memory Mist. And also on my hair today, when it was wet, I used the OUAI Soft Mousse because I wanted hold, but I also just wanted a lot of softness. Didn't need a lot of texture or anything, and that mousse is really great for that. So the curl method today, we're going to curl the hair, wait for it, toward the face. Who is she? I think the important thing for today's video is not just showing you a lot of different ways you can use the same curling iron, but getting myself out of my rut, because you guys know how I normally curl my hair, right? Right. For this, I'm gonna hold my iron at a 45-degree angle, curling it toward my face until we get to the bottom of the hair. I'm going to go in larger sections because I want this to be a looser curl. I kind of want to fake a 1 1/4 inch look on my hair. And I'm also going to go a little bit more quickly over the ends because I know my ends and they will be like way more curled than everything else if I don't. There's that section. Now let's let down another. All right, let's keep going. Now, if you're working with a wand instead of a curling iron with a clip, you can just hold the iron the same way and wrap the hair around the curling iron, making sure to keep it flat all the way around the curling wand. Also, if your hair holds the curl really well, you might want to go ahead and rake your hands through it right after it comes off the iron. Mine holds about a medium amount, so I'm gonna let it cool like this. All right, and last section. So in all, I'm doing maybe 10 curls on my entire head. Each section is about 2 to 3 drinking straws thick. My hair is pretty fine, so I can move through that very quickly with this method. Now you can use your fingers or a white tooth comb to rake through your hair. And now the other side. The end of this curl looks a little lackluster, so I'm also going to recurl that. Given that everything else has been OUAI products, let's go ahead and seal it with the OUAI Soft Hairspray. And that is the curl method. I might start curling my hair towards my face now. I love this because 1, it's super easy. 2, it's very bombshell. 3, it's really feminine. And 4, I don't have to use a round brush and a hair dryer. And honestly, that's pretty much the biggest reason. Okay, and those are 3 different ways that you can use the same curling iron. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and the little cameo from my birthday manicure. I turned 30 last weekend and I decided to give myself a rhinestone manicure so that I could fully celebrate it. Can you believe I'm 30? Because I can't. Anyway, it was a really great weekend. I'm really excited for this next decade and to keep making videos for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If there's anything else you want to see, comment below and let me know your favorite new method from today's video because I'm very curious. Anyway, that's it for today. If you're new here, you can click that subscribe button to join the Braidaholic family here on Kayley Melissa, and all y'all can hit that bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. And whether you were old or new or a casual lurker, thank you for spending time with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye! When my curls are poppin', so am I. Aw, Taylor Swift and I are both turning 30 this year. Is that enough reason to get me in the next music video? Why do beach waves always make me feel like Shakira? Oh, Shakira, Shakira. Peace out, Cub Scouts.